Welcome back to Keith Kevin's Repair and Restoration. Today we've got a 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix. Yes, there are still some in the wild. And this has a supercharged 3.8. One of the best motors GM ever built. But like everything else with emissions, it would not pass the new standards and GM killed it. I want to say after 2003. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. These may have ran through 2008. But whichever the case, we got one here today with a strange issue. I've never seen a GM break or have a brake switch go bad, but it does happen. And so the code we're going to be dealing with is a PO719, which basically states torque converter brake switch B circuit low. This is one of two issues. Either the brake switch is bad, which is what we're going to replace today, and race the codes and see if it comes back. From there, we're going to have a wiring issue within the tranny, and that's something our shop doesn't do. We don't mess with transmissions. It's one of those things. We leave that to the specialists, and as expensive as these transmissions are to replace, it's just something our shop does not mess with. We'll mess with our own tranny stuff, but as far as other people's cars, we won't. Now, why is this important to get fixed as soon as you see this code? Well, it will inhibit torque converter lockup, which will increase the operating temperatures of the fluid. And we all know with the 4T60Es, heat is the killer of them. I mean, they're not the best tranny anyway, and GM through the years tried their best to fix it. But it's just one of those things, if you have this code, you do need to get it fixed. That torque converter don't lock up, temperatures rise, you start cooking clutches, next thing you know, you put this thing in gear, and it's just commanded neutral kind of thing. So to start off, we're going to unhook the battery, because this is a live all the time kind of switch. And other than that, what you're going to have to do is get under here, and as soon as I get that cover out of the way, I will show you where this brake switch sits. Stay tuned, we got a lot to do today. Before we condemn the brake switch, we really need to check out the power flow. So, TCC fuse is on 10 amp, that's fuse 31, I'll show you that in a second. Sends 12 volt power to the switch, comes out purple, goes to a junction block, and the TCC signals always 12 volts up until it opens with the brake pedal. At this point, there's zero voltage here, and the TCC is commanded off. So torque converter unlock is commanded off. Now I asked them if the cruise control switch worked, because in theory, if this part isn't working, the cruise control shouldn't work as well. So we're going to turn it on. It says hot on and start. We're going to turn it on, see if we got 12 volts right here at the fuse. Now if he's got a blown fuse, that could still be the switch rounding out, blowing the fuse, or he's got a cut from here to ground and the fuse protected the circuit. That be the case, I don't know if I'm going to get into that. It's one of those things, I don't like doing auto electric crap. I don't have the right tools for it. I can do it, but when it comes to something like this where, you're grounding out controls, you can blow up PCMs if you don't do this right. And the other issue I found too, in reading the flow chart here, it says that you should have a scan 2 tool hooked up so you can see if the TCC command switch is actually working. I don't have that. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way. If we got power here, and I've got power here, but I have nothing here to this leg, that's why the computer is giving me the PO719 low, because there is no voltage at all in this circuit from here on. This part's good, so which means this switch is malfunctioned. Alright, let's go do the test. Alright, key on. There's another thing with these newer cars, the power distribution modules can have issues too internally, and I don't fix those. Alright, let's go check and see if fuse 31 is hot and active. Alright, with a simple test light, your fuse 31 is right there, 10 amp. And if it's got power right now, it's on both sides. Okay, so now we know the pink wire's got power. Now the question becomes, does the pink wire going into this brake controller switch have power down here? So I'm going to get this apart and then we'll look at the brake switch, see if we see anything obvious. Now, it did say something about a misadjusted switch, but if that were the case, my brake lights would be on all the time. So what we're going to be looking for is, we're going to be looking for power in and power out. So it'd be real simple to send this thing on its way with a new switch. But if we got a grounded wire problem, but if we did, we'd have a blown fuse. So pretty much we need to test for power on that pink wire coming in. That shows the switch has power, and then the brake coming back out. This is going to be kind of hard to show because I don't have a lot of working room here. It looks like a lot with the camera, but it's not. I suppose one way I could test this switch is take it out and do continuity to here, open the switch, and I should have a continuity brake. I could do it that way. I think that's what we're going to do. So let me get this out. Pretty much there's a pop clip on the other side of this. Right here you got to get to. And it's just right on the other side of the brake. So when you push down, the switch opens, these connections are made. Two other connections are going to be made for things like cruise control and rear brake lights. And this is going to be your interlock switch for the shifter. So it knows you're pushing on the brake, it releases the interlock. So it's a very simple system. But this is the only thing in the system that can open and close besides the electronic control and the PCM. So there's a clip here on the other side to get to. We'll get it out and then we'll just do a bench test on this switch now that I know pink in, purple out. Real simple. Okay, I disconnected the switch and you're going to see two pinks and a purple. So we're going to be testing power on both pinks. Now I've already done this test. I do have power, but I'll show you just to show you how it's done. So go into the pink leg. I have power. The only thing that's a little odd to me is I do have a bit of a voltage drop, but elder car, you're going to have some voltage drop. I don't think that's enough to upset the PCM, but pretty much from here it turns power back on the purple to the PCM and then disables the torque converter clutch. So at this point I'm not going to do any more testing. I'm just going to throw the switch at it, clear the code, send him on his way, and that should be that. Well, he's got kind of a weak battery. I tested battery voltage. It was 11.8 and I had 11.78 down here, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's not why he's having a low circuit code from the brake switch. The brake switch is probably junk. Okay, so here's the new switch. I didn't record taking the other one out because I pretty much got the top clip to pop, brought it out at an angle, unscrewed it, and then ended up breaking the rest of the fastener out because trying to get behind that metal bar is a pain in the butt. But yeah, the pedal, when you're off the pedal, that switch is always closed. So the minute you get on the pedal, so this is off, or when the brake pedal is fully up, and then when the brake pedal is pushed, that's out, and it sends your 12 volt back to your PCM to unlock the torque converter. Now the only other thing that it said was there's an adjustment here, and pretty much from there you would unscrew it and send it back a little bit. But when I looked at the old one, I mean, it was pretty much about one thread and then it was in. So if I adjust it wrong, his brake lights will always be on. We don't want that. And the other clip was just like as you see here, it was this far. So we're going to put it in as is, and worst case, if the adjustment's wrong, I might be able to get like a half a turn back. But yeah, we'll know right away if it's not adjusted right, because brake lights will always be on. Other than that, you just push it through like so, and hook your connectors back up, and that's pretty much that. Alright, so here's the new switch, and it works kind of like a detent. If you've ever worked on a 700 R4 that has a detent, or a Chevy 350, Turbo 350 tranny, you have to put this in first, and then push your clip to make the final adjustment. So, and the clip goes up. That has to go in there like this against that metal bracket. So right where that hole is, you got to push the clip in and then set the final adjustment. You push the switch in, you'll hear it click, and then once you get to where you can feel the spring just start to hit the brake pedal, then it's one more click and that thing's adjusted. Now with the aftermarket, you really got to push that in to get it to lock. Okay, so now we're going to push the switch in and do the adjustment. Okay, just like that, we're done. Just plug it back in and retest. And simple test for it, brake lights should not be on when the pedal's up. Real simple. Alright, now that your switch is back in, the real easy test, plug the battery back in, and your brake lights should not be on. And then as soon as you push the brake pedal down, that switch opens, the lights should come on. See if I can show it without needing an assistant, but you should see the reflection there. There we go. Real simple. Other than that, we'll start it up and make sure our code is gone. Alright, there we go. No codes found. Real easy fix for PO719. Now, if the code does come back, there's going to be a problem, at least in this case, between the purple wire and the PCM. But this thing will know right off the bat if it's not getting 12 volts back to the PCM, it'll pop the 719 code. Alright, well, another repair done by Keith Kevin's Repair and Restoration. If you enjoyed this content, please hit subscribe and like. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will get to them within about 24 hours. Alright, God bless, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.